Hello everyone and welcome to another Tamagotchi unboxing video. This time we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at the BT21 Tamagotchi, which is a bunch of line characters from the Line Friends sort of collaboration with the Tamagotchi franchise. And I believe it's also based on BTS, which is that super cool band that everyone's into, but I don't know much about them. So I guess this is my opportunity to dig into that whole thing. So I got the space color version, but it's also available in like a light yellow, but I just prefer the blue color. So this came out last month, so it came out in September, and I haven't gotten around to starting up yet. So let's take a look. So we'll just pull the tab on that, and we'll set the time, and it is 8:36 in the morning. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of Tamagotchi Nanos. I feel like they are probably one of the best ways to have virtual pets if you are a busier person, if you don't have the time to really look at it multiple times a day, if it's just sort of something that you feed a few times, play a few games a couple of times a day, but you don't really need to constantly check it like you do with the Umino, for example, which you kind of constantly need to check it every few minutes just about. So anyway, the titles here, food and game, they're in English, which is pretty good for a Tamagotchi. Most of them just have them in Japanese, or in the case of the Geordie Tamagotchi, in Korean. Except for the ones like the Demon Slayer Tamagotchis, which have icons instead. And this one seems to have a mix of both. So we've got food, which is in English text, and then we go into food and we've got icons. And I wonder if so you press C to check the status sort of thing, same with all the other Nanos. And if you hold C and A, okay, so the sound on and off, those are also icons. So it seems like the only text is food and game. Let's see what the game menu gives us. Okay, so a lot like the Demon Slayer Tamagotchis, we get icons for each game, and we've got quite a few games, so let's go through them. And again, English text here. Okay, so this is the dance one. All the Tamagotchi Nanos sort of have the same handful of games, but with different skins. And all the games are fairly quick and fairly easy, and they're not super boring like in some Tamagotchis. They have super long games, like on the Tamagotchi Connection series. The games are fairly long, and they're not particularly fun. The ones on the Nano I feel like are the right length. And yes, I'm fairly certain I say that every time I unbox a Tamagotchi Nano. So yeah, the dancing games on quite a few of them. There's also tends to be like a button mashing game, an obstacle avoiding game. So yeah, my understanding is that you always start at this is a button mashing game. So this is like a cooking game with a cat character thing, and you kind of just button mash. And that's usually my favourite one because it's usually the one that requires the least amount of attention, the least amount of care, and I'm fairly lazy. So you can get a perfect score fairly easily, so that's pretty cool. And I usually get the characters that require you to play that game a lot because that's the game that I play the most. And I always tend to get the characters based on that. Which is the other thing about the Tamagotchi Nano. It pays attention to what games you play. What was I? Oh, okay, this is my least favourite Tamagotchi Nano game where you have to like press a button in time. Like just before that happens, but I'm really bad at it all the time. So you're meant to press it just before the thing hits you. And you're not meant to press it before, and you're not meant to press it after, you're meant to press it just as it happens. So I'm the worst at that one. And then we've got this one. Also, if you don't know what line is... Okay, this is another one, exactly like the last one, I'm fairly certain. Okay, you've got to take a photo of them at the right moment. There we are. When they're just in the center. This one's a little bit easier than the last one. But it's the same sort of mechanics. But yeah, so if you're not sure what Line is, it is a messaging app. I actually do have Line. I do rather like it. It's how I talk to my partner when I'm not in the same house as him, obviously. And sometimes, if I see a funny meme and he's downstairs and I'm upstairs. Anyway, it's like a messaging platform, and there are like characters. There's also a Line store in Japan with a bunch of characters. There's this bear, and you can kind of just, on the platform, you can send like stickers and emotes from these Line friends. There's also stickers and emotes from different franchises like My Hero Academia, there's Pokemon ones, there's Digimon ones, so there's a bunch of different sort of characters that you can get that are Line friends. And those are all the games that we played. But yeah, my favourite one's definitely the cooking one, because it's always the button mashing one that I like the most. And I'm probably going to get the button mashing character. But yeah, so with the Tamagotchi Nanos, it takes into account the quality of care that you give it, same with a lot of the virtual pets, and also how many games you play, what games you play, and how many perfect games you play, which means games where you get the perfect score. So the button mashing one is really easy to get the perfect score because you can't just button mash, and it's fairly hard to make a mistake there. But yeah, so I guess you always start as this character, fairly certain that all of the Tamagotchi Nanos do have you start as one particular character, except for, of course, the Fate's Day one, where it's the Extellachi, where you will randomly have a different character. But the majority of the time, you will always have the same character on these Tamagotchi Nanos. But yeah, so I'll hang out with this little friend for a while, and then once I've gone through one life cycle, I'll release my review video like I typically do. But yeah, so that was the gameplay and unboxing of the BT21 Tamagotchi. Did you get this one? And would I recommend it? So far, yeah, if you like Tamagotchi Nanos, but I'll have a better answer for that in my overall review video. So let me know in the comments if you have bought this, and of course, do the old like, comment, and subscribe. No, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!